This bipedal predator is called the Acrocanthosaurus, and it is a dinosaur that has what I like to refer to as presence. When it's around, you know it. This animal should make for a killer exhibit. I mean, it being a killer and all.
The Australovenator has been labelled the cheetah of its time, and I can certainly see why. Here we have a hunter with terrific speed, power, and focus. The makeup of a perfect prehistoric predator, really. Just don't get spotted, because there's no way you're going to outrun this one.
Okay, this is amazing. A baryonyx. These animals have very large claws on their first digit. This dinosaur also likes water, so take a moment to consider its needs when planning out a suitable habitat for it. The baryonyx was originally thought to be a scavenger, but now, with live animals to study, we can find out for sure.
Every dinosaur that's recreated is important, but some also capture our imaginations. The Allosaurus is one such animal. It is believed that in its original environment, it was squarely at the top of the food chain. I'm interested to discover if that's true, given the opportunity.
This dinosaur, Grythosaurus, is a duck-billed animal that looks like it's wearing a helmet. I mean, check that thing out. I wouldn't want to butt heads with it.
Now this dinosaur, the Dracorex, is something strange. Its name means the Dragon King of a
real test of our abilities. Take, for instance, this latest dinosaur, the Gallimimus. It's an opportunistic omnivore that does best in groups. That alone isn't the problem, but the speed. Gallimimus is incredibly fast, which presents special challenges for the ranger teams tasked with monitoring them.
This dinosaur is important for a number of reasons. I mean, they're all important, but this one, the Deinonychus, was the center of debate among paleontologists for many years. Specifically, were the dinosaurs cold-blooded or warm-blooded animals? With them alive and in the park, we have our answer.
This animal, though an herbivore, can intimidate most predators with its size. It's a biggie named Dreadnoughtus. I'd give this dinosaur a wide berth.
This dinosaur is one of the earliest known animals, dating back to perhaps 216 million years ago. It's called Coelophysis. Their remains can be found scattered across the globe. But if people want to see a Coelophysis up close, this is the only place to do it.
This is a Cryolophosaurus, one of the more colorful members of the collection. It's a carnivore, so take the necessary precautions and don't let its looks deceive you.
I finally get it. I finally understand why people have a fear of the dark. Once you peer into the shadows and see a pair of Dimetrodon eyes staring back at you, well, you'll be having nightmares for years. That's if you're lucky enough to walk away, because believe me, not everybody is.
These dinosaurs won't be the only thing feeling stress if you don't get them calm and back under control. In case I'm not clear, I am referring to you.
Ancient mythology may not be my speciality, But I've been told that Moros Intrepidus was named after the Greek deity Moros, the personification of impending doom. It was said that he gave people the ability to foresee their demise. And if you come face to face with this tyrannosaur, I suspect there is a good chance you will meet your fate.
Now, what we have here is a Herrerasaurus. It's a carnivore and a spectacular addition to our dinosaurs. It just requires a little TLC.
This duck-billed dinosaur is an Eloratitan. It was one of the last non-avian dinosaurs to go extinct, until we resurrected it, that is. Now it lives to be studied and put on display. The Eloratitan is a herbivore. As it grinds away its teeth while eating, it has hundreds more that continually take their place. There's a lesson in there somewhere.
Let me introduce you to Monolophosaurus. This is a no-frills predator straight from the Jurassic. Honestly, I could wax lyrical for days, because it's hard not to be impressed by such a colorful crest, but don't be fooled. This is one tenacious hunter.
Interested in a dinosaur with an extremely long tail? Then this dinosaur is for you. It's called the Sauropelta. Covered in bony armor, it has long spines projecting from its neck.
The skull of any known land animal. And people say I have a big head. Aha! This one takes us back to prehistoric Utah. I definitely wouldn't want to meet this raptor. Had it not been for a forest fire sweeping through southern France, our little feathered friend here may have gone undiscovered. And my life insurance would be just that little bit cheaper.
Personally, I don't think the Troodon gets as much respect as it should. It's one of those dinosaurs that seems like an evolutionary bridge, stuck in time and transition. The platypus of its day. And now, ours. It's also incredibly interesting to study and display, so make the most of this animal.
Don't spend too much time looking at those plates. When it comes to the Weresaurus, it pays to keep an eye on this animal's thagomizer. You don't want to be on the receiving end of a swing of that tail.
To some, this may seem inhumane. But when we let the dinosaurs fight, or when we manipulate them to, we gain a greater understanding of the animals. This research may eventually help us to better manage them.
All creatures. But we lose more with a dinosaur. In science, and in our investment. The loss is incalculable.
Setting additional task. Asset transportation in progress. Commencing asset transit. Assets in the air. Transporting asset. Transportation underway. Asset transportation underway. Transit has commenced. Asset being transported. Asset has been collected. Asset in transit. Asset has been collected. Transit has commenced. Transporting asset. Asset in transit. Asset being transported. Commencing asset transit. Asset transportation underway. Asset transportation in progress. Assets in the air. Transportation underway. Asset transportation in progress. Transporting asset. Asset transportation underway. Commencing asset transit. Asset in transit. Transit has commenced.
A concussion can lead to serious brain injury. Fortunately, this dinosaur should recover, given the proper care. And we will give it the proper care. Am I clear?
Assets in the air. Asset has been collected. Asset being transported. Transportation underway. Asset in transit. Asset being transported. Asset transportation underway. Asset has been collected. Transporting asset. Acknowledging asset collection request. En route to pick up the asset. Asset transportation in progress. Asset collection request received. Assets in the air. Heading to pick up the asset. En route to collect the asset. Commencing asset transit. Asset requiring collection. Transit has commenced. En route to collect the asset.
Internal trauma is very unpredictable. We don't know the extent of what we're dealing with at the moment. Step 1, get an accurate assessment of the injury, then we can treat this dinosaur.
Transportation underway. Adding task. Request acknowledged. Acknowledged. Understood. Confirming task. No problem. Commencing asset transit. Setting additional task. Adding task. Asset has been collected. Acknowledged. Asset transportation in progress. Task received. Request acknowledged. Transit has commenced. Asset in transit. Transportation underway. Asset being transported. Collecting asset. Asset to be collected. Heading to collect the asset. Picking up asset. En route to pick up the asset. Confirmed. Adding to the list. Confirming task. Understood. Setting additional task. Assets in the air. Transporting asset. Asset transportation underway. Transit has commenced. Transportation underway. Asset being transported. Asset transportation in progress. Asset transportation underway. Heading to pick up the asset. Acknowledging asset collection request. Asset collection request received. Asset to be collected. En route to pick up the asset. Heading to collect the asset. No problem. Adding task. Understood. Commencing asset transit. Asset has been collected. Assets in the air. Asset in transit. Asset being transported. Asset has been collected. Transportation underway.
It may not look like much now, but a broken claw can lead to much worse if left untreated.
Asset collection request received. Commencing asset transit. Transit has commenced.
scientists have reported that this is just a surface wound. Still, let's do what we can to make the animal comfortable. Pain is pain.
Hey, I've gone like hours without a snack, and I know how that makes me feel. So imagine how a dinosaur feels when it's hungry.
Acknowledging asset collection request. Asset requiring collection. Task received. Confirming task. Assets in the air. Asset transportation underway. Asset transportation in progress. Transporting asset. Asset in transit. Asset transportation in progress. Asset being transported. Transporting asset. En route to collect the asset. Picking up asset. Collecting asset. Asset to be collected. Asset in transit. Asset has been collected. Commencing asset transit. Asset collection request received. Asset requiring collection. Picking up asset. Request acknowledged. Transportation underway. Transit has commenced. Assets in the air. Asset transportation underway. Commencing asset transit. Asset has been collected. Heading to pick up the asset. En route to pick up the asset. En route to collect the asset. Confirmed. Acknowledged. Adding to the list. Asset in transit. Asset being transported. Assets in the air. Asset transportation in progress. Asset transportation underway. Transportation underway. Transit has commenced. Transporting asset. Acknowledging asset collection request. Heading to collect the asset. En route to collect the asset. Adding task. Confirming task. No problem. Confirmed. Request acknowledged. Adding to the list. Asset transportation underway. Asset transportation in progress. Task received. Assets in the air. Asset being transported. Transporting asset. Asset in transit. Transportation underway. Asset transportation underway. Asset in transit. Transportation underway. Transporting asset. Asset being transported. Asset transportation underway. Transportation underway. Commencing asset transit. Transit has commenced. Assets in the air. Asset has been collected. Acknowledging asset collection request.